every minute, man, I swear that she can get it. Saying if you a bad bitch, put your hands up high. Hands up high. Hands up high. Tell them turn the lights down right now. Put me in the booth. I'm talking about dark perfume. Go.
I recognize your fragrance. Hold up, you ain't never gotta say shit. And I know your taste is a little bit high maintenance. Everybody else basic. You live life on an everyday basis with poetic justice. Poetic justice. If I told you that a flower bloomed in a dark room, would you trust it? I mean, I write poems in these songs dedicated to you when you're in the mood for empathy. There's blood in my pen. Better yet, with your friends and them. I really wanna know you all. I really wanna show you off. Fuck God, pour up plenty of champagne. Cold nights when you curse this name. You called up your girlfriends and y'all curled in that little bitty range. I heard that she wanna go and party. She wanna go and party. Nigga don't approach her with that Atari. Nigga that ain't good game home is sorry. They say conversation ruin a nation. I can tell, but I could never right my wrongs unless I write it down for real. P.S.
This Japanese teacher is great.
Good morning, y'all. Troy, what you listening to?
I'm on the phone. I hear I'm just getting all your shorts though. I'm amused. We got the clown in one of them gents. It's okay. Look at the shorts. Look at the shorty.
That be generating a lot of shorts.
It do.
That ain't even all of them. I didn't even do some of them.
And that's why I was like, I'm gonna just keep my shit at 2 hours so I could triple up the content. Because sometimes they'll give you about 20 or 30 of them motherfuckers.
Yeah, I'm trying to do this one less than 2 for 2 reasons. One, because I want those shorts, and for 2, I'm gonna get off here by 11.
The easiest way. Don't take your time, because like I said,
No. I gotta get off by 11. You going live at 11:30, but I'm gonna be on the live, but I got something to do because I got an appointment at
11:30 might. Well, yeah, because in between there I got to take them Grayson snack bags up to the school for her class, and that's at 12:35. But they should have a head start right now. I'm watching now, and they still ain't started. It's the stream is live, but they ain't started. I told y'all 9:30, 10 o'clock. Memphians do
y'all
not
trifling. Y'all trifling in Memphis.
I've been told y'all that they don't give a fuck about we don't give a fuck about your time.
Okay. Thank you, Miss B. Good morning, y'all. Happy Wednesday. What I finna say, Trey? Dang, I finna say something to you. I done forgot what it was, Lord. Oh, y'all. So listen, y'all. I'm just gonna be on here for a quick minute because I wanted to. I had got a couple of emails from people who say they had not heard of this case. They didn't, because the crime actually happened 3 years ago. I think it was like 3 years ago. So he's just not. I think from what I was seeing, but I couldn't do a whole lot of research on it. It was so much. But I'm thinking, did he have a trial before? It's Thursday. Shut up, man, B. Don't tell me.
Not that I know of.
Because I seen something.
Maybe it was just the jury selection and all of that other stuff. Pre-trial stuff. But
thank you, maybe. Is it really Thursday? Did I miss today? Wednesday.
It's Wednesday.
Maybe don't do that. You
Wonderful
know,
Wednesday.
Struggling. Now I thought I was on track today, Miss B. Don't do that. Maybe you check. Maybe you need to check with the checking. Listen. I decided to come live before we do day 2, y'all, to give a little background on the story. Because, like I said, the crime happened 3 years ago. Trey and I are covering the trial for those that joined us on yesterday. We did day 1 yesterday, which I think was about 2 hours. It wasn't long at all. You can catch the replay on either one of our channels if you hadn't caught it. But yeah, I decided to play these 3. It's 3 short videos I want to play, giving a little background history of what happened 3 years ago with Mr. Brandon and Danielle. Thank you, Hayward. Y'all make sure y'all double tap the screen, like the video. Well, like the live. I appreciate it. Let's get into it, because like I said, I'm crunching for time. But I mean, I'm sure we're gonna get through them. It's 3 short videos, y'all, and I just want to give y'all a little history on the case. Okay, let me pull it up. Oh, it's already pulled up. Let me Oh, this is what I was finna say to you, Trey. I didn't get a birthday picture this morning. Damn, I forgot to upload my other watermark. I got one for the Crime and Justice channel. Shout out to Mad TV. Trey must have walked out. Lord.
What you say?
Right.
My baby mama was calling and talked to our son and talk shit about both of us right quick.
I said I didn't get a birthday photo of Grayson this morning.
Oh, I had just did them on the community wall.
Oh, okay. I haven't been on that. All right, I'm gonna have to go look. All right, so yeah, y'all, let's get into it. So I'm about to share out this channel, this first video. The channel name is Urban Crime Stories. It's like 10 minutes, and it's pretty much a video detailing what happened. Urban Crime Stories. Y'all go check them out. I'm gonna share them on my community wall, so y'all can go check the channel out. Okay. All right, let's get into it, y'all.
Welcome back to another episode of Urban Crime Stories. In this episode, we will dive into the tragic story of Danielle Hoyle. Before we get started, if you are new to the channel, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. We greatly appreciate your support. On February 1st, 2022, a tragic event took place in Memphis, Tennessee. A 27-year-old mother named Danielle Hoyle was found brutally murdered, and her 2-day-old baby girl, Kennedy Hoyle, was missing. The person later identified as committing this horrendous act was Brandon Isabel, Danielle's ex-boyfriend and the father of her 2-day-old girl, Kennedy.
Oh, that stuff with him walking in and out, that's his arraignment and stuff.
Danielle Hoyle was born on April 16, 1994, and grew up in Memphis, Tennessee. She attended Central High School and was known for having the purest, kindest soul. People described her as someone who didn't bother anyone. Danielle Hoyle and Brandon Isabel met while working at FedEx. They did not date for a long time before Danielle found out she was pregnant with Kennedy. Early in her pregnancy, Danielle decided to end her relationship with Brandon. As her pregnancy progressed, she started seeing another guy casually, and someone in Danielle's life thought that Brandon was very upset about it. Danielle had a 10-year-old daughter named Jeria, who she was an excellent mother to. She shared a beautiful relationship with her daughter, and they were like best friends. Danielle, a hardworking material handler at FedEx, worked hard to provide for her daughter. Not only was she a great mother to her 10-year-old, but she was also looking forward to being the same for her newborn daughter, born on January 31st, 2022. On Tuesday, February 1st, just 2 days after giving birth to her precious daughter, Kennedy Hoyle, Danielle took Kennedy back to the hospital for further testing. During this time, Danielle's mother would text her to check if everything was going okay. Everything seemed to be going well, and Danielle responded saying, "Yeah, I'm here at the hospital. Everything's going well. I'm trying to get the baby out of the car." Her mother thought that everything was okay. However, as time passed, Danielle's mother continued to text and check on Danielle and baby Kennedy. She became increasingly worried when she didn't receive a response. Danielle was no longer responding, and her mother tried to reach out to find out what was happening. Around 11:15 p.m., a Memphis Police Department officer was driving on Sedgwick Drive and Levi Road in Memphis, Tennessee. While searching for possibly stolen vehicles, the officer found a tan Chevy Cruze with a broken driver's side window. After checking the license plate, it was confirmed that the car belonged to Danielle Hoyle. The officers then contacted Hoyle's family, who revealed they hadn't seen Danielle since earlier that day when she left home with her 2-day-old daughter, Kennedy. While officers continued searching around the area, They found the body of a young woman in her mid-20s. She was lying on the side of the road, close to the abandoned vehicle. Sadly, she had been shot in the head and didn't survive. The investigators soon confirmed that the victim was Danielle Hoyle. Surprisingly, her newborn daughter, Kennedy, was not there, neither at the scene nor in Danielle's car. Concerned about the baby's safety, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation issued an Amber Alert for Kennedy. When Kennedy went missing, she was just a 2-day-old baby girl, described as black, 17 inches long and weighing 6 pounds. She had brown hair and brown eyes. The last outfit she was seen in was a black and white polka dot onesie with pink pants. While looking for Kennedy, investigators found an empty car seat close to a dumpster at a Walmart in the Whitehaven neighborhood of Memphis. Family members confirmed it belonged to Kennedy. The Memphis Police Department, Shelby County Sheriff's Office, Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, and local volunteers searched thoroughly in and around the community, but no new evidence or information was found. As they were looking for Kennedy, investigators talked to Brandon Isabel, Kennedy's father. From him, investigators found out things that led to his arrest. On February 1st, 2022, investigators arrested Brandon Isabel because they suspected him of murdering Danielle and Kennedy. In his talk with the police, Isabel supposedly confessed to the murders of Danielle and Kennedy Hoyle. He said he tricked Danielle into going to the place on Sedgwick Drive and Levi Road in the Whitehaven neighborhood, where they found Danielle in her car. He said he shot Danielle in the head and then took Kennedy, who was in her car seat, from Danielle's car. Isabel went on to say that after putting Kennedy in his car, he drove to the north side of Memphis, specifically to the Upper Mud Island boat launch in Island Park along the Mississippi River. Isabel said he took the baby out of her car seat and tossed the child into the water. He also said that he threw the gun he used to kill Danielle into the river around the Wolf River Delta. Isabel also mentioned that after leaving the Upper Mud Island boat launch, he drove to a Walmart in Whitehaven, and that's where he left Kennedy's car seat. Prosecutors accused him of 2 first-degree murder charges, 1 murder charge while committing the felony of aggravated kidnapping, 1 aggravated kidnapping charge, and 1 charge of tampering with or fabricating physical evidence. The judge denied Brandon bail. Isabel is waiting for his trial at the Shelby County Criminal Justice Complex just outside of Memphis, Tennessee. Even though he admitted to investigators, he has entered a plea of not guilty in the Hoyle murders. Lauren Fuchs, who is the attorney representing him, mentioned back in February that she would carefully examine the statements Brandon Isabel made to the police. Fuchs pointed out that the police are trained to get confessions, and her office intends to scrutinize the circumstances surrounding Isabel's confession. On September 15, 2022, a grand jury indicted Brandon Isabel. They listed his charges as 2 counts of first-degree murder, aggravated kidnapping, and aggravated child abuse and neglect. On Wednesday, December 6, 2023, Judge Carolyn Addison scheduled his trial for September 23, 2024. The devastating impact of this heinous crime was further compounded by the emotional turmoil experienced by Danielle's surviving child, Jaria, who was distraught over the loss of her mother and newborn sister. Danielle's mother, April Campbell, shared, "All she does is cry and say she wants her mama," referring to Jaria, her 10-year-old granddaughter. The ongoing search for Kennedy's remains near Island Park and the Upper Mud Island boat ramp in Whitehaven is a persistent effort. Campbell says, "I have to put my eyes on Kennedy to know she is gone." Memphis investigators say they will keep searching until they find her. The family and the community at large were left reeling from the profound grief and the overwhelming sense of loss. The funeral services for Danielle and Kennedy Hoyle were a somber and emotional occasion, as family, friends, and members of the community came together to mourn their untimely passing and to honor their memory. The outpouring of support and the establishment of a GoFundMe effort to help with funeral arrangements are a testament to the enduring impact of their lives and the deep sense of loss felt by those who knew them. The fundraiser was set up by Danielle's mother, who expressed her family's deep gratitude for the outpouring of support from the community. The fundraiser received a significant amount of donations, which helped to cover the costs of the funeral services for Danielle and Kennedy. Danielle Latesha Hoyle was buried on February 19, 2022, at Forest Hill Cemetery in Memphis, Tennessee. The burial service was done by Brown Missionary Baptist Church in collaboration with N.J. Ford and Sons Funeral Home. Danielle's employer, FedEx, issued a public statement expressing their shock and profound sadness over the loss of their team member and her newborn baby. They extended their heartfelt thoughts to the victims and everyone impacted by these tragic and senseless events. The statement also confirmed that Brandon Isabel is no longer employed by FedEx. As reported by the Family Safety Center, a significant portion, precisely 24% of domestic violence incidents within Tennessee take place in Memphis. An examination of homicide data published in 2010 revealed that Tennessee ranked among the top 10 states where men commit the highest rates of murder against their romantic partners. WKNO News Channel findings indicated a distressing trend in Memphis during the pandemic year of 2020, as deaths linked to domestic violence nearly doubled compared to the previous year. Law enforcement and advocates attribute this alarming rise to the pandemic exacerbating factors that contribute to domestic violence, such as unemployment and isolation, transforming them into a volatile mix that fuels abusive relationships. The brutal murder of Danielle Hoyle and her newborn daughter Kennedy stands as a deeply tragic and senseless event that has cast a long shadow over their family, friends, and the entire community. The intense sorrow and emotional pain felt by those close to them serve as a stark reminder of the severe repercussions resulting from acts of violence, The memories of Danielle and Kennedy Hoyle will endure in the hearts of those fortunate enough to have known and loved them. Their legacy becomes a poignant reminder of the preciousness of life and a compelling call for compassion and empathy in the wake of profound loss. What are your thoughts about this tragic case? Please share your comments in the comment section down below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell, as there will be an update on this case. You can also follow us on Instagram at Urban Crime Stories. If you have already subscribed to the channel, we greatly appreciate your continued.
Okay, y'all, that's Urban Crime Stories. I shared the video out on my community wall. If y'all want to go check the channel out, I also like that channel too as well, y'all. So this, the next two, the next two videos are from probably my top. Well, yeah, my top crime channel is Black Girl Unlost. Okay, if y'all got any questions, put them in the chat. If I can answer them, I will. The next two short videos are from Black Girl Unlost. I'm gonna share them out on my community wall. Y'all go there and check the channel out. Support. I'm basically just playing these because these videos are from 3 years ago, y'all, when it first happened. So I'm basically just playing these videos in order to give those that had not heard of this case some background, being as though Trey and I are covering the trial. Okay, so let's go to the next one. And of course, y'all know it's gonna be some redundance because, you know. Thank you, Miss Lynn. Y'all make sure y'all double tap that screen for your girl. All right.
Her mother, 27-year-old Danielle Hoyle, was taking her newborn to the hospital to receive her shots. That was the last time, according to Danielle's mother, that she last spoke to her daughter.
The man accused of killing his newborn baby and her mother enters a not guilty plea. WRED's Bria Jones was inside the courtroom today, and she joins us live with the emotional reaction from the victim's family. Bria?
Stephanie, Brandon Isabel was only in court briefly, but for the victim's family, every second was packed with pain. I just had to see the monster who did this to them. April Campbell says time stood still when she locked eyes with a man accused of killing her daughter and granddaughter.
I'll never forget his face.
25-year-old Brandon Isabel appeared in court Monday, charged with killing his 2-day-old daughter, Kennedy Hoyle, and her mother, 27-year-old Danielle Hoyle. Campbell says this was her first time seeing Isabel in person.
It's just like it just cold, a blank stare. Why are you staring at me? Why are you not telling me what my babies are? Why are you not telling me I'm sorry? I mean, something, you know. Something, you can't be that cold-blooded.
According to the police affidavit, Isabel admits he shot Danielle in the head and tossed his baby girl in the Mississippi River. Campbell says Danielle and Brandon worked together and weren't involved long.
On all her pictures, y'all see her smiling. And it's tough because all she had to do was like, Mama, this going on. All she had to do was hope.
She says Isabel even came to visit the baby.
He got to hold her and everything. How could you kill something that's part of you? I mean, seriously. If you didn't want it, you should have just stayed gone.
Thankful for the outpour of community support, Campbell says she's worried about Danielle's 9-year-old daughter as she copes with the tragedy that stunned the nation.
Danielle was a great mom. Is a great mom. I just ask for all the prayers for Jariah right now. But she keep telling me now I'm good. But if anybody say her mom's nice, she just breaks down.
Very tough night for the loved ones of Danielle Hoyle and her 2-day-old baby. Family and friends held a candlelight vigil for the late mother and her daughter, Kennedy. The community showed their support as they honored the two through a special ceremony with encouraging words, prayer, and a balloon release in Memphis this evening. Hoyle's mother, April Campbell, says that she can't believe that this is her reality, and she urges anyone who may be in a similar situation to not ignore any warning signs of abuse.
I'm supposed to be loving on my grandbaby. I'm supposed to be loving on my daughter, but I ain't loving on her. I can't love them how I want to love them. I got to love them from afar. That's not right. That's not right. But like I said, if you feel as though somebody's gonna mistreat you or do something to you, just leave. Get far away, because you never know these people's minds now. I mean, it's sad that you would want to hurt a baby. And all you have to do is just leave.
Campbell also says she wants justice and won't stop until she gets answers. Memphis police continue to search for baby Kennedy after her father, Brandon Isabel, told police he dumped her in the Mississippi River in February. Isabel also admitted to shooting and killing Danielle Hoyle. He is now charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder.
Family and friends preparing to say a final farewell to the Memphis mother and newborn police say were tragically killed by the child's father earlier this month.
Saturday, Danielle Hoyle's casket will close for a final time, leaving her 9-year-old daughter and family in a world of hurt.
I've been dreading this day. It's hard. And tomorrow will be the last day I see my baby. My baby's supposed to be married me.
Hoyle's mother, April Campbell, has been searching for answers since the 27-year-old was killed on February 1st. Memphis police say Hoyle was lured to Whitehaven by 25-year-old Brandon Isabel, who shot her in the head and later admitted to tossing their 2-day-old baby girl Kennedy in the Mississippi River. Isabel pleaded not guilty on all charges, including 2 counts of first-degree murder. Police suspended the search for Kennedy pending any new leads.
I get so many people asking me, do I think she's still alive? I don't know. If she is, I want her. I want her home with me. I want her. They need to give her back. If somebody has her.
A funeral for 2 with only 1 casket. Campbell says she had a bear made with a beating heartbeat to symbolize baby Kennedy.
We put it inside a casket with her so she wouldn't be alone.
Inside the obituary is a poem titled Why, Daddy, Why? With the painful words, even if you didn't want me or my mommy, we didn't deserve to die. You shot my mommy and threw me in the river. How could you, Daddy? Why?
I just need answers. That's all I want is answers. I mean, nobody deserves to die like that.
It's not over until God gets through.
It is a short walk to the front of Brown Missionary Baptist, but certainly a difficult journey for Danielle and Kennedy Hoyle's loved ones as they were preparing to say their final goodbyes.
It never feels good when you're going through.
At just 27, Danielle lived a vibrant life, her family describes, so it is only fitting they donned her favorite vibrant color, red. It was also the color of her casket, adorned with, of course, red roses, more reminders of her undeniable love, especially for her youngest daughter, Kennedy, who Danielle only got the chance to love on for 2 days before both lives were cut short.
Turn it around.
But on this day, it was all about celebrating the life this young mother lived. Sadly, Danielle leaves behind a 9-year-old daughter who sat embracing her grandmother a few feet from where her mother was lying peacefully, with a calm presence of white doves nearby. It's a sense of calm Pastor Brian Bartlett also asked for while delivering the eulogy.
Stop losing your life over nonsense. This is nonsense.
However, words to describe the hurt were hard to come by when Danielle's best friend, Tashina Hill, tried to explain the heartache she continues wrestling with.
I had just talked to her. Trying to get out the hospital.
Hugs and prayers are reminding Danielle and Kennedy's grief-stricken loved ones hope is not lost.
The word of God says it's gonna get better, yeah.
Rite of Tears also here in honor of baby Kennedy. The entire funeral absolutely powerful. Even as they get ready to head to the burial ground, it is their moment to say their final goodbyes to both a mother and daughter.
Whose family, although struggling to heal from the hurt, is sharing a message with hopes it will save a life.
But the young people need to know that we love them and they need to stop all the killing.
As they are on a mission to spread the love Danielle stood for.
All right, y'all. That's Black Girl Lost. That's the first video. Unlost. I'm sorry. Here's the second video. Right for the video.
Welcome back to another episode of Urban Crime Stories. In this episode, we will dive into the tragic story of Danielle.
According to family members,
I don't know if y'all heard anything I said because I think I was on
We
mute.
did not.
Oh, I was saying I played the videos out
They
of
said they got
order.
like
I
50
actually
police.
played the second video first, but that's okay. This is the first video that I'm playing second, y'all. But this is another short video. It's only like 6 minutes. This is another short video on Black Girl Unlost. All right. And I share all three videos out on my community wall. Y'all want to go check them out. All right.
They said they got like 50 police looking for. My thing is, everybody should be looking for.
Family members of 27-year-old Danielle Hoyle are looking for answers after she was killed and her baby was reported missing.
27-year-old Danielle Hoyle, a mother of two, recently gave birth to a beautiful 2-day-old baby girl named Kennedy. She was overjoyed with the arrival of her daughter. Danielle is described as a sweet person that was loved by many, as well as a hardworking mother that would do anything to take care of her family. On the evening of February 1st, around 6 p.m., Danielle left her home in Whitehaven with Kennedy. According to her mother, Danielle planned on taking her newborn baby to the hospital for additional testing. She said she spoke to her daughter around 7:30 p.m. and asked if she made it to her destination. Danielle informed her that she made it to the hospital and was attempting to get the infant out of the vehicle and into the hospital. Her mother followed up with several calls and messages, but was unable to reach Danielle for the remainder of the evening. Her mother sensed something was off and eventually notified the Memphis police of her concerns. Around 11:30 p.m., officers arrived at the home and inquired about the description of Danielle's vehicle as well as her possible whereabouts. Police were informed that Danielle and Kennedy were last seen around Sedgwick Drive and Levi Road in Whitehaven. During the search, police would discover a lifeless body located next to an abandoned vehicle in the same exact area.
Memphis police say they found a body in an abandoned vehicle confirmed as being Hoyle's in the area of Sedgwick Street and Levi Road. Police confirm Hoyle was found shot and killed.
Danielle's 2-day-old daughter, Kennedy, was nowhere to be found. The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation immediately issued an Amber Alert. Memphis police were called to a Walmart in Whitehaven after an abandoned car seat was located near a dumpster. Family members confirmed that the car seat belonged to Kennedy Hoyle. Initially, police had no suspects in the case. They would soon announce the detainment of a man known to family members. It would later be revealed that Brandon Isabel, the father of the missing newborn, had been charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder in the perpetration of aggravated kidnapping, and tampering, fabricating evidence in connection with the deaths of Danielle and Kennedy Hoyle. According to court records, dating back to 2019, he was cited for passenger safety responsibility and found guilty. According to an arrest affidavit, Brandon Isabel admitted to luring Danielle Hoyle to the area of Levi and Sedgwick and shooting her, ironically on the same day as his 25th birthday. He then confessed to taking Kennedy Hoyle out of Danielle's car, driving to Island Park and Upper Mud Island boat ramp, and tossing her into the water. He then threw the gun he used to shoot Danielle into the Mississippi River in Wolf River Delta. Danielle had just communicated to a family member that Brandon was holding the baby in the hospital and they were both sleeping. According to speculations, Brandon allegedly asked Danielle to abort the baby because he was married and did not want his wife finding out. It is also alleged that he has a girlfriend who was caught on video in the vehicle with him when they put the car seat out next to the dumpster. It was also discovered that he went to the hospital to visit his 5-year-old son who was admitted for surgery in order to create an alibi. Brandon's wife will later confirm that although they remained in contact for the sake of their 5-year-old son, there was no romantic connection between the two. She expressed her feelings towards the incident on Facebook. Okay, so I've been trying to keep from posting because y'all sources are not correct, but I do not have anything to do with what's going on with my son's father. I'm not his girlfriend. We have been separated for years. Y'all have me mixed up with his actual girlfriend. I have been at home caring for my son. He had surgery yesterday. I only deal with him solely about our son and nothing more. But thanks to everyone who has reached out and checked on me and my son, and now I'm sending my thoughts and prayers to Danielle and her family. She then posts, "This disgusts me on so many levels. Why, Brandon? You threw your whole life away. Nothing is worth taking someone's life, especially a newborn. What could possibly be the reason? How do I tell my 5-year-old son who loves his dad?"
He was married. He was married, but estranged from his wife. He actually had another girlfriend. So he was married, but estranged from his wife. He had Danielle, who she broke up with him early in her pregnancy, but then he had another girlfriend after her. So he had a girlfriend when all of this happened.
that his dad is a murderer. This is wrong on so many levels. Brandon, Danielle, as well as the girlfriend all worked together at FedEx, where Brandon was known to deal with multiple women. Brandon's alleged girlfriend has not made any Facebook posts or made any remarks regarding the incident. On Brandon's Facebook page, which has since been deleted, he spoke often about how happy he was to be a father to his son, and even stated in a Father's Day post the following: "Happy Father's Day to me and all the other good fathers out there." MPD began searching along the Mississippi River on the 800 block of Island Drive on Mud Island. They say the newborn has not been located. However, evidence suggests that she is deceased. Police are continuing the search to recover her remains.
If I'm saying I want to help, I should be able to help. This is my baby. This is my grandbaby. I only had my baby 10 minutes, and I haven't seen her since. Why would somebody want to hurt a baby? She's precious.
Danielle's mother expressed that Danielle and her 10-year-old daughter were best friends and that she was excited about becoming a big sister. All her daughter knows is Danielle. All she does is cry for her mother. This tragedy has taken a toll on the entire family, and now instead of looking forward to helping Danielle care for the new baby, her mother must plan for both of their funerals. Holding back tears, she stated that she has to identify the remains of her 2-year-old granddaughter when they are recovered, and that until she's able to do so, she's unable to come to grips with the reality of her untimely death.
All right, y'all. So Trey, I know this stuff ain't
Yes.
gonna. Listen. So I got a 3-part interview that your homeboy did, God rest his soul, with the girlfriend. Thaddeus did an interview. It's 3 parts. I didn't know if I was gonna have time enough to play them, but I think I do. So I think I'm gonna play them. Y'all got any questions? Put them in the chat. I'm gonna pull up this playlist with these interviews on. He was a player. Child, he wasn't shit. Pitiful. My thing is, Trey, this is what I'm confused about. If he confessed, why are they going to court? Why is he pleading not guilty if he did a whole confession?
Because most of these criminals in the interrogation room, they confess, but then when it's time to plead, how do you plead? Not guilty.
Wow.
So unless he like when he went to court and he got arraigned and they asked how did he plead, unless he said guilty, then they got to go through the trial. Kind of like the Brian Koberger thing, he how that went on for a minute, and soon as the trial started, he pled guilty, but prior to he was not guilty.
Right. Now I haven't watched these. I hope this is what it's supposed to be because I actually haven't watched them. That's why I wasn't gonna play them, but I'm gonna take a chance. Let's see. Let's see exactly why they wasting. I think it's a waste, but I mean, of course, even though he confessed, Tanya, if he pled not guilty, they have to have a trial. Even though the idiot confessed, I mean, he pretty much led them to he told them where they put the gun, told them where they. I'm not understanding, but let's play this. This is part 1, y'all. This is part 1, and I'm gonna share it out on my community wall as well. The name of the channel is, I think it's Gossip Games. Gossip Games is the name of the channel, y'all. And the video is entitled Thaddeus Matthews interviewed Brandon Isabel's girlfriend. His girlfriend, not the wife, I'm assuming, but the girlfriend. Part 1.
Artisha stated during the interview that she was only dating Brandon for 6 months. Let's do the math with her abortion story. If she was only dating him for 6 months, this is February 2022, January 2022, December 2021, November 2021, October 2021, September 2021, August 2021. She had to have met him in August of 2021. She said she had her first abortion when her baby was 4 months old. She had her baby in February of 2021. Her baby would have been 4 months old in June of 2021. How could she have an abortion by him the first time in June of 2021 if she didn't know him? Make it make sense. And concerning Danielle, Danielle had to have gotten pregnant by Brandon in May of 2021 because she gave birth in January of 2022.
Him having family issues, him having court issues with his first child. I was already fully aware that he was having a baby with her.
So what was your feeling? What was your
feeling?
So I don't know who's narrating, but apparently the girlfriend's name is Artisha. The girlfriend's name is Artisha. This is the interview, but I don't know who that was narrating at the beginning.
So are you saying that before you got involved with him, you knew that Danielle was pregnant?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you didn't feel some kind of way about it?
Not exactly. As it started to her getting close to having a baby, I had mixed emotions, and I felt like I told him, I feel like you should, be by yourself. You're having 2 children. I don't feel like you need to be with anybody right now because that baby is fresh. You don't know how you would feel about her after having a baby, so you might want to be with her. So I'd rather give you the option instead of us dating. I don't want nothing, to go on and, deal with 2 double lives. You know what I'm saying? So I just giving him the opportunity to try to patch things up with her.
Did he ever say to you how he felt about Danielle and her having a baby?
Yeah.
What did he say?
He was just basically stating that, because at the time, before me and him confirmed on being boyfriend and girlfriend, it was just a triangle of him, her, and me. And I just felt like it was too much at the time. So I started talking to her for about a month or so. And he came back around, he explained it to me, and saying that he doesn't want to deal with her. He doesn't see her like that. And she had said that as well. So a month after that, we started dating. He showed me the conversation between her and him saying he's not ready for another child. And she said, okay. And that she was supposedly going to have an abortion. Months down into our relationship, she came back out saying that is his baby.
So he showed you a text messages or something of that sort that stated that they had a conversation about an abortion?
Yes, sir.
And that he didn't want the baby?
Yes.
Okay. He told Link at some point that he did not want a baby by Danielle.
Excuse me, repeat that?
I said he told you in your old conversations that he did not want a baby by Danielle.
He didn't want a baby in general because that's where everybody also don't know. I've had 2 abortions with him because he's also stated that he doesn't want any more children. So that's why I'm trying to understand what everybody else is. Nothing of jealousy because I sat down and got rid of 2 of them. So I don't have no point of having no jealousy with her because I don't want any more children myself. My first abortion with him was back, I want to say my daughter was 4 months and I got an abortion. He didn't know nothing about it. So when he knew something of it, he was upset about it. The second one I just recently had a month ago. So that's why I'm trying to get everybody like, why would I be jealous of another baby when I don't want any myself? I'd rather just keep my one child. And I've also informed him that I don't want to carry on your genes from your family. So it's what it is.
Artisha also claims she had her second abortion last month, January 2022. How ironic is that? Danielle gave birth to Kennedy last month on the 31st. It just seems to me that Artisha is the problem. In my opinion, Artisha didn't want Danielle to have a baby by the man she was in love with. Brandon's wife, Zaria, wasn't a threat to her because according to court documents, Zaria and Brandon were in a court battle over their 5-year-old son and in the midst of a divorce. Plus, they had been separated for years. Artisha wanted Danielle out of the picture. When you do the math, Artisha didn't know Brandon the first time she claims she got pregnant by him. And when she met him in August of 2021, Danielle was already pregnant. Danielle's mother told Thaddeus that Artisha was stalking and threatening Danielle in August and September of 2022. Do the math. If you do the math, it'll all add up. Artisha is the problem.
You were stating to me that your beliefs about Artisha being involved in the killing of your daughter. I don't even want to speak on it because they said, I was going to say too much. If she did, she'll give us a story. But, I just want to say the funny that my baby called me on her way home from work and said that the girl was following her. And I told them. When was this? This was over the summer. It had to be like, I want to say maybe August. No, it was between August and September. Maybe she was like, Mom, this crazy girl following me. And I'm like, who is the girl? She said her name, but it was so long ago. It was her. She said she followed her and she said she was coming out. She said she was getting ready to turn on the street. And she looked at her rear view. She was behind her. Okay. So she kept going and she drove on the precinct lot. I told her to go ahead and go in the precinct and let them know what's going on. Mm-hmm. Danielle was, I don't know, Danielle was just there. She was like, Mama, she left. I'm coming home. She came home, but like I told her, I said, she doing this now. You just need to go ahead and get it let the police know so they know what's going on. Danielle is real quiet. Mm-hmm. And that's the only thing I hear about her. She thinks she can handle anything on her own. And like I told her, everything's not meant for you to take off. You need help. You let me know. You tell me. Mm-hmm. And I'm help you the best way I can.
The entire situation is a mess. She claiming she don't want no more babies. He said he don't want no more babies. But they ain't doing nothing to protect themselves from having babies. They having babies and abortions. And because their life is so out of order, 2 people are dead. One being an innocent 2-day-old baby. Brandon Isabel was in court yesterday. He's pleading not guilty. But in the affidavit, he confessed. The entire situation is a mess. It's something that could have been prevented. This is something that should have never happened.
So yeah, he walked his little baby all the way down here. As you can see, there's a current in the river. So, there's no white babies in every area. It's really sad. It's cold. I don't even know how deep water is right there. I don't know if they checked along the banks of the river. Because that's the way the current flows. I would think that they searched all of the banks right there.
What you got going on yourself, what worked for you, what's best for you. A lot of people be so stuck on like watching everything and everybody else or looking at social media all day and it's like they dictate their life off of what everybody else doing.
Right.
You ain't gonna get there like that. You know what I'm saying?
I saw your Twitter rant about people
This
like
is
being.
I think this is part 2. I'm gonna skip through this. This is something that they played at the beginning. I don't know what that is, but I think let me make sure. This is part 2. Okay, the wife versus the girlfriend. This is part 2.
So how does all of this make you feel? just really all over the place, knowing that when this came to be about, I'm getting news that she was caring to my family. I'm getting news that her family is upset with me. People are saying that I've had motives in this. Everything just is just overwhelming to me because I feel like if he could do that and have a normal conversation after he's done it and go shopping and go home and shower and everything like that, there's no telling what else he could have been capable of. I didn't think far as that with him because he never gave off that energy of being a person like that. Never. But I knew that he had personal issues and I seen the numerous cries for help. But I never took him serious because I feel like when he has something bad going on in his life, that's when he wants to reach out to people. And I told him he should have what bad things that he had going on in his life. Well, he had bad choices with women. And he had bad choices, like with how he do things. He just would do things at his convenience, and he never knew how it would come down. So knowing that he had issues with his legal wife, she was making things hard for him as well. And knowing that he has a child on the way, and I don't know how he was going. I told him, you don't know how to juggle it because you're not being upfront with everyone. You're trying to please everybody and make things comfortable for yourself, but you don't know how comfortable it's going to be for anyone else. So as far as his wife, because this is my problem with her, you're out here making posts that I've been weird, but you didn't even have the legal rights to your son because at the moment you and Brandon were fighting for full custody, and you was already labeled neglected. So, and you also was trying to paint this image like because you have history with Brandon. She didn't have anywhere to go. She just recently got a place. And you have your mental issues as well. So for you to, what kind of mental issues are you saying that the wife had? She had a moment because she found out that me and him were still together after she tried to put this plot where to tell me about Danielle being pregnant, and I already had knew about Danielle being pregnant. She just didn't know, so it was a shock to her. So she wanted to fight in court to get full custody because she did not want the child of Danielle's to be around her son. So for her to say that I was making threats to Danielle, I think that's the other way around. That she was doing the threats because she did not want her to keep the baby. Now I knew there was how do you know that she didn't want Danielle to keep the baby? She told me. She ended up reaching out to me. Me and her had a conversation. She also met up with Danielle and had a conversation with Danielle to get her into having an abortion. I don't think it was nothing like threats because it was face to face. There are those who say that you made posts and you deleted your posts that said that you learned something that happened to Danielle and to the baby. Is that true? That's false. I don't even recall making anything like that. I don't even know where they're saying this is it. All right. Is there anything else that you want to say on this? I just want everyone to understand, and this is just in general with relationships, you don't know what the other person is going through. And it's best that people do reach out when people do help and cry for help, because I feel like all of this could have been avoided if he just seek the proper help and went about it the proper way. You all know that you'll probably never ever see him again, aren't you? I don't think so. And it's upsetting to me that, you know, I just wish that I could just ask him why. Like, why did it have to come down to this type of thing? Like, and another thing also, they had a DNA test done. So my mind is over on that, because if this happened and that test comes back, you know, I'm in it. Do you know what the results of the test was? I'm not sure yet, sir. Everything is in my phone. I don't have my phone right now. So the police took your phone? They have my phone, they have my car, everything. Your car? If you was listening earlier, he never wanted me to get in his car, so we drove my car to his parents' house. Okay. So they took your car and they took your phone. Hey, bro. Yeah, Jackie.
This stuff is so weird. I don't know which part is worse. Artisha told Thaddeus that she's just now hearing that her and Danielle may be related. But who told you that? This is weird. So let me try to understand this. Artisha, Brandon, and Danielle, they all worked at FedEx together. And at some point, they realized that they were dating the same guy. They had countless conversations. But who you know, where you be, never came up. This is really, really weird. Girl, how can you not know who you related to? And that's the problem. They all up there at FedEx doing everything that they don't supposed to. That's why we ain't getting our packages. I'm still missing 12 packages from a Christmas order that ain't came yet, and it's February. That girl told Thaddeus that she knew that Brendan was having issues, but she didn't take him serious because he didn't come around until he was having problems. Girl, first of all, he came around more than that. Y'all worked together. And not only that, y'all was laying up, making babies, and having abortions. And why not take him serious? What was so wrong with him coming around to talk to his girlfriend about the issues or the problems that he was having in his life? A bunch of kids running around, playing like they grown. This ain't nothing but a whole lot of foolishness. And because of it, 2 people are dead. Girl, you could have at least advised him to get some therapy. That's the least she could have done. But they too immature for that. All they worried about is who smashing who. Who got a baby by who. That's it, that's all. Sitting up there talking about that man got bad choices in women. So what does that say about you? All she was doing was sitting up there trying to make herself look good and make Danielle, his baby mama, Kennedy's mother, and his wife, Zaria, look bad. Yes, Zaria said what she had to say about you concerning Brandon's situation with Danielle and baby Kennedy. But here you come all down to the internet trying to expose her business to the internet, talking about she don't even have her own place. Girl, you stay with your mama. When everything went down and MPD pulled up, they pulled up at your mama house and went in your room. You got a room, girl, you got to go to your room. You live with your mama. Her living conditions, her divorce, and her custody battle with Brandon ain't got nothing to do with what happened with Danielle and baby Kennedy. And it ain't your place to sit on the internet and try to tell somebody what's going on at that woman's house, and you don't even know her like that. Zaria gave her opinion about the situation. She said that she believes that you, Artisha Stewart, influences Brandon to make bad choices sometimes. That's what she said. She never talked about what was going on at the job, at your mama's house, or in you and Brandon's relationship, other than what was going on at that time with Danielle Hall and baby Kennedy. That's what she spoke on. But you, on the other hand, did an interview with Thaddeus Matthews because you thought it was safe. You sat up there on Demon Time and threw shade on Zaria, Danielle, and baby Kennedy. You and Danielle was laying up with a married man having babies and abortions. Yes, they were separated, but legally they were still married. Unlike you, Zaria had the decency to give her condolences to that family. You had the nerve to sit up there talking about that lady has been labeled neglective toward her child. But you out running around in the streets in the middle of the night trying to pay a nail deposit and being an accessory after the fact. And to make it even worse, baby, it was an ice storm on the way and you was riding around OE. If MPD don't get you on nothing else, they can damn sure get you on accessory after the fact. You and your mama. He came to your mama house after he did what he did. When you pulled up, you assisted him. You didn't call the police. You took him to his mama house. Okay? That's accessory after the fact. You knew exactly what was going on. You got that Amber Alert. You knew she was missing. Y'all sat in that car and y'all talked about everything that was going on. That's the part that you left out. Girl, your mama didn't even call the police. Y'all knew what was going on. Ain't no telling how long that man was at your mama house waiting on you to pull up. And when you pulled up, you did not call the police. You did not tell him to leave. You jumped in the car and rode around with him. That's accessory after the fact. You knew exactly what was going on. And girl, we the people want to know how you gonna make this make sense. You said that Zaria didn't know that Danielle was pregnant. Then you turn around and said that she tried to convince Danielle face to face to have an abortion. Girl, you sat up there and told a story and gave yourself up at the same time. You sat up there for a perfect example and said that that man did what he did, went home and took a shower and came to your house. How do you know that he went home after he did what he did to Danielle and baby Kennedy and then came to your house? That entire interview with Thaddeus Matthews was keep up with your lies goes wrong.
I don't know what I just did, but I was trying to pause it so I can answer Tanya. I don't know if she knew
what you got going on yourself. What work for you?
That's part 3. I don't know if she knew the full details when he came to her house and she got, but once she hopped in that car with him, she was with him when he dumped the baby car seat. She was the girlfriend. She was with him in the car when he got rid of the baby car seat after he had thrown the baby into the river, the Mississippi River. But I don't know if she knew, because, sometimes these young girls, they ain't got to know. All they doing is they riding for their man, honey. I don't know if she knew the full extent of what he had done at that time. I really don't know. They all knew they worked together. It wasn't any secret he was sleeping with all. Well, my thing is that FedEx place kind of reminds me of the Hyundai plant here where I stay. One thing everybody know about the Hyundai plant is everybody schooling everybody. I mean, like, and everybody know each other business because they just be doing shit all willy nilly at the Hyundai plant while they supposed to be working, making cars and shit. But yeah, I feel like if all of them worked at FedEx, and yeah, it probably was a whole big mess. Hi Sonya, it probably was a whole big mess. You know what I'm saying? And then the artistic girl, not trying to say she may be or possibly could be related to Danielle. Well, that's something you should have known way before now, honey. It's crazy. All right, so let's get into part 3, y'all. This is part 3. It's entitled That is Matthew's interview, Brandon Isabel girlfriend, part 3, accessory after the fact.
The baby carriage was found close to Stacy, where your parents live. Did you see him at all?
You know what I'm saying? My thing was, I was at home that whole day anyway, up until 10 o'clock, 10:50, I want to say. Because my cousin, she does my nails. So I didn't have any money on Cash App. So all my money was in cash. So I preferred to go to her house, which is downtown, and give her my cash deposit for my nails.
Okay.
In the midst of that, he was on the way to my house.
That morning?
No, that night.
Okay. So, all right, let's go back to Tuesday night. Did you ever see him?
No, I didn't see him until 12 o'clock. That's the time I arrived back home.
Okay. When you saw him at 12 o'clock, and I think the murders had already taken place by then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So after the murders, after he kills Danielle and kills the baby, he comes to your house.
Yeah, before he got to my house, he went to a Walgreens. And when he went to the Walgreens, he started sharing his location with me all of a sudden, which was kind of odd to me. So I was telling him, like, why are you sharing this? Like, and he was telling me that he wanted me to trust him. So I'm like,
he wanted you to do what?
Trust him.
Okay. So when he got to you, what did you all talk about?
When I got home, I didn't even get on my street all the way. He called me and informed me that Danielle was missing and her family wanted to meet up with him, and he wanted to offer them my address, and I told him no, because if she's missing, that is between you and her family and your family, so I advise you to give them your parents' address, which was you know, talk to. Okay.
Wait a minute, hold on. Tanya say if he had the car seat, keep it cute, they would know, right? Then he did something. No. Danielle and her baby were in her car. Danielle and her baby were in her car. Brandon convinced Danielle to meet him at this spot. Brandon convinced Danielle to meet him at this spot with the baby to talk about the baby. When she got to the spot, he shot her in the head. Hold on, y'all. When they met up at the spot, he shot Danielle in the head and left her body in the car at the spot. He then took the baby to another spot, took the baby out the car seat and threw the baby into the river. When he got with the girlfriend, he still had the car seat for some odd reason. I don't know why. It just don't make sense. Because if you going to toss the baby, first of all, why not just toss the baby? And I know this, y'all, this is awful. But if you going to toss the baby, you took the baby out the car seat, you tossed the baby into the river, but yet you left with the car. Why not leave the car seat at the scene or throw the car seat in the river? Why in the fuck would you ride off with the car seat, get with your girlfriend, and then you and her ride around to get rid of the car seat? Don't none of it make sense. And she just riding around with him blindly, claiming she didn't know, you know what I'm saying, what he had done. Okay. So I cleared it up. Okay.
Why do you think that he wanted to give the family, Danielle's family, your address?
Me personally, I felt that was weird because why would they come to my house looking, wanting to speak with you if, I don't know, it just was odd to me. And I was like, knowing that.
It ain't odd for them to go to your house. You were caught on camera with him after the fact. So why wouldn't they come to your house? All these people I think are a little slow. They're a little touched. Hey, Heathen, why wouldn't they come? You were in the car with him afterwards. The car seat could have kept the baby afloat. It probably could have kept it cute. It probably could have. But that still don't make sense to me why you would ride around. Like, why not? If anything, leave it. I don't know. It just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense to leave the scene where you threw the baby in the river and then you drive off with the car seat just to have to go to another spot to dump the car seat. And you go get your girlfriend before doing it. It's just none of it makes sense. None of it.
She probably, I don't know. It just was weird. So I was like, I don't want nothing to, I don't know what's going on and why they want to meet you. And then if they was to come to my house and they looking for you in a whole nother approach or something else going on, then it means that's on me and my family.
Okay.
And we have nothing to do with that. So I don't know, I don't know what they're looking for you to be exact. So I'd rather it be safer for them to go to your family house. So whatever issue y'all have or what y'all need to discuss, that'll be at your house and not mine.
Did you all ever meet face to face Tuesday night?
We only met when he discussed that they called him and said that she was missing.
Did he ever admit to you what he had done?
No. So the ride to his family house, well, back, I'm gonna back up a little bit. When I got home, I was trying to go in my room, but he was beating me out of the door. And I'm like, I said, you want to move your car so I can park my car so we can go to the house? And he was like, we don't have time to do that right now. And I'm like, I don't got no gas in my car. I said, you told me you went to the gas station. And he said he lied and got in the car. And I told him I'm not going to go and speed to nobody else's rescue because I don't know what's going on. I got to get gas for my car. So I stopped and got gas. And I'm like, as I'm on the way to this folks' house, I'm trying to figure out, I'm like, why are they looking for you? What do they need to talk to you for? Like, I'm not understanding. And he was quiet for a moment. And I slapped him and I asked him again, like, where they at? Look at anything. And he told me that he met up with her at a gas station. And I'm like, he met up with who? And he told me that he met up with her and the baby. So in my head, I got mad because it's like, why would she meet you? And she just got released today. She not supposed to be driving and operating no vehicle at this moment. And yet alone, it's cold outside with a 2-day-old baby. That don't make sense to me.
So what did he say he was meeting up with her?
He said that he was giving her some clothes for the baby.
Wouldn't that sound odd? Couldn't he take some clothes to her residence?
And that's what I said. And I was getting mad at her and angry at her because, like I told him, you're the last person to see this girl. And now she's missing. Like I told him, I said, I feel like you're bad luck for any woman. I feel like you should be alone. You need to figure yourself out. And I don't know. I told him I thought about patching this relationship, but we cannot get back together just physically. And I told him, it's just bad on bad. Like, you just need to fix yourself. Get yourself together for these children. I said, I'm hoping that they can find her. I'm hoping that she didn't have, like, a postpartum. That's my opinion. That was my whole thing of the whole night. I thought she had, like, a postpartum moment and took her and her baby off somewhere. So when they informed me the news after being interrogated and everything like that, it was shocking to me because that hurts. That could have been me and my child. Like, everyone is angry, but that could have been me and my child.
So let's go back to what you said to me in the text about a card. Did he give you a mom card?
No. Brandon has a history of when things are going south in the relationship that we had. He would write in cards and, profess the love that he has for me or something. But this particular card, I never got to see it. Like I said, he was already beating me out the door, so I never could step foot in my own home because he was already coming out.
So did he write a card and give it to your mom? Or
no, he wrote a card. Yeah, he left it at the house. He left everything at my house.
And he said in the card that he didn't want you to eat snacks for the last time?
Yeah.
So, and at this particular point, the murders had already taken place, rather. And he knew that he probably would never see you again.
I'm guessing that's probably it.
Had he ever been violent with you?
No. Not to be exact. He's had moments where he would say something, but I would never take it as serious because I knew I could protect myself with him because I've had history of physical with him before.
You've had him arrested or you've called him before?
No.
But you've had history of having to protect yourself from him.
Mm-hmm. It was nothing where it was serious, like as far as him wanting to put his hands on me. Mm-hmm. But he's had but I've never seen him in that way. And when they said that he confessed to that, it was so shocking, and I haven't had any sleep, sir. Because it's still in my head, like, how could you sit here and do this? It's like I've been sitting and thinking, and it's all trying to make sense, but I just hate that it was him. And I really honestly hate that it had come to this type of thing. It's still shocking to me because even when he went to his parents' house, he told them the same thing. Me and his father had a conversation, and it was basically like I said, she's having a moment, and she's probably making a scene of being missing right now. I don't know, but I never thought that, like I said, I never thought he would do something like this. And my mom never thought of that also because of how he wrote in the card. Like she said, it was kind of odd of how he was talking in the card. I never got to see it. So,
she gave the card to the detectives?
Yes, they had a search warrant for my house, in my room. They had to go in there and get things out my room that he had in my room.
What did they get out of your room?
They got the card. He bought me some snacks, I'm guessing. Roses. And I guess the slides he had on, and an extra mag to his gun that he had or something.
He bought you roses that night?
Yes. You brought your roses in the car. Mm-hmm. Okay. You brought your roses in the car. So the detectives took the roses and the card. Yes. And some slides in the air at your house. Mm-hmm. Is that all that they found there? No, they found the extra mags and the gun that he had. The extra what? An extra mag, like the extra clip. Okay. Okay. And some gloves, I'm thinking. And some gloves. Yeah. Everything is in my phone. I don't have my phone right now. So you took your phone? Mm-hmm. I have my phone, I have my card, everything. Your card? Mm-hmm. If you was listening earlier, he never wanted me to get in his car. So we drove my car to his parents' car. Okay. Mm-hmm. So they took your car and they took your phone.
MPD released a copy of the affidavit on the 3rd of February. She interviewed with Thaddeus later that day. She had time to try to align her alibi. The MPD found Danielle's body between 11 and 11 p.m. She stated she was at home all day up until 10:50 p.m. and she didn't return home until 12 a.m. She claims during the time of the incident, she was downtown paying on a nail deposit and didn't come encounter with Brandon until after the fact. She stated that she knew Brandon was the last person to see Danielle. She also stated that she knew Danielle was missing. But my thing is, Danielle wasn't reported missing. Her family was under the impression that she was at the hospital until MPD contacted them after finding her in her car. Kennedy was reported missing shortly after they found Danielle. Girl, how you go from Whitehaven to downtown back to Whitehaven on E? How long was Brandon at your mama's house before you came back from paying on your nail deposit? And what was they talking about before you got there? And since you were paying cash, why you couldn't just pay cash the day that you got your nails done? I've never heard of a deposit on a nail do. When I get my nails done, I just pay for it that day. What is the purpose of a deposit? Maybe I need to call around and ask some of my younger kinfolks, like, what is a deposit on a nail do? I've never in my life heard of that.
I've never heard of a nail deposit. I never heard of a deposit on nails, but I have heard about and know people that do deposits on hairdos, you know, braids and things of that nature. And I ain't never heard no deposit on them. And then if it's your family member, did she say it was her cousin or somebody that was gonna do her nails? To me, honestly, why would your cousin? Well, I guess that's business, but I think they said it was her cousin that was gonna do her nails. Um, and your cousin required you to pay a deposit. Memphis got some strange stuff on her nail appointment. She paid a deposit on her so-called nail appointment. Yeah, that girlfriend is shady. Keep it cute. She is, but we may hear, a little bit more about her during the trial. I don't know. Maybe I wonder if she's gonna testify. I don't know, but that's weird. She was paying a deposit. Damn, how much your nails was gonna be? Now I know with the hair the because my baby girl she does that when she do somebody's hair, especially if it's like one of those expensive. Sometimes I guess it all depends on the person with her because she'll charge the price for certain people, but then other people she won't. Like she got a client that's known for canceling at the last minute or something like that, because you got to know that when you're doing hair, you base your appointments on the hair, you base your appointments on the hairstyle and things. It's a lot that goes into it. So a lot of times, if you got an appointment with one person, you got that appointment, and that appointment is supposed to be allotted for like 3-4 hours. That person don't show up. You could have had somebody else in that spot. You know what I'm saying? So at least you get paid something for your time, your lost time. So yeah, I could see requiring a deposit for like hair, but nails, I don't know. And then it was a family member, a cousin. So that's weird. But okay. Memphis is weird, aka Trey.
Artisha told Thaddeus that she knew Brandon had issues, but she wasn't threatened by his issues because she knew how to protect herself. But at the same time, she stated that could have been her and her baby. Another thing that sounded strange during the interview is the fact that the police gathered a lot of things from her mama house via search warrant out of her room about the extra mag. Does that match what was found in her body? And what was the purpose of the flowers, the card, and the snacks? What was that about? Was that some type of after?
Well, the girl said that the boy had a history of, doing those type things when they were into it or they would get into it. My guess is that particular night, the purpose of all that is because he knew what was about to come. That boy knew he wasn't gonna get away with what he had done, and he probably was, pampering her or preparing her for what was to come because he knew this chick was gonna hit the fan. Oh, you think she lying? Like I said, I'm curious to see if she's gonna be mentioned or if she even gonna testify in this trial. Um, Girlfriend is weird, especially since this woman pointed out that she claimed to have an abortion at the time that they wasn't even together. I mean, why lie? My thing is, why lie? If you don't have anything to do with anything and you blindly followed this man or went with this man that night after he had done what he done, why lie? I don't get that. All right, let's finish up. So did the girlfriend know Danielle was pregnant? Yeah, she knew Danielle was pregnant. She knew Danielle had the baby.
The fact celebration, I don't get that. And the thing about the car seat and where it was found right by the dumpster. Why did they not just throw it in a dumpster or throw it when they tossed baby Kennedy or when he tossed baby Kennedy? Because a part of me feels like she was there and she knows more than what she's telling. And another thing that I don't get when it comes to baby Kennedy, after he did what he did to the mom, what was the purpose of doing that to her? Because if he didn't want to be a part of the baby's life and he didn't want to be responsible for the baby by paying child support or helping out financially, he was going to be in jail anyway. So I don't see the point in him doing what he did to the baby after he did what he did to the mom. He was on his way to jail anyway. If MPD don't get you on nothing else, they can damn sure get you on accessory after the fact. You and your mama. He came to your mama house after he did what he did. When you pulled up, you assisted him. You didn't call the police. You took him to his mama house. Okay? That's accessory after the fact. You knew exactly what was going on. You got the Amber Alert. You knew she was missing. Y'all sat in that car and y'all talked about everything that was going on. That's the part that you left out. Girl, your mama didn't even call the police. Y'all knew what was going on. Ain't no telling how long that man was at your mama house waiting on you to pull up. And when you pulled up, you did not call the police. You did not tell him to leave. You jumped in the car and rode around with him. That's accessory after the fact. You knew exactly what was going on.
According to family members, her mother.
All right, so we got literally like 30 minutes. I want to do this right quick, y'all. Only because, like I said, some people didn't catch it yesterday. I'm going to play hold on a minute. Hold on 1 minute, y'all. You say, oh, okay, maybe she was upset that he got the card and flowers because they had an argument about the baby. Probably so. The baby was 2 days old, so I'm sure there was some issues surrounding that baby being born. I'm sure. Because listening to her, she's got just as many issues as him. To me, honestly. We say, well, I don't think they can get her mama. No, not if he Not if he just went to the mama house and maybe told the mama what had happened. Now her, on the other hand, maybe, but not maybe. If the only thing she did was ride around with him, and got rid of the car seat, I don't know. But see, like some people believe that she was actually there when it happened. Like she was with that woman that was narrating. She feel like the girl was with him when he did what he did. I don't know. I don't think she was charged with anything, but like I said, we'll see. I know I just saved it. Hold on, y'all. I gotta go to my history and play it. I'm just gonna play. This is 13 minutes, and I'm just gonna play one more time the opening statements because that's basically all they did yesterday. At the beginning because they started court late and they did opening statements and I think they had a couple of witnesses, but not, you know. If y'all want to check out the testimony of those two, though, I think it was like two, maybe three witnesses, but they were like cops and they was talking about the crime scene and all of that. So if y'all want to catch that, go back to either Trey's live or my live from yesterday. It's in there. But I'm going to play the opening statements from the defense and the prosecutor. That's just a little bit more background. And I'm curious to know because I didn't really hear it to what the defense gonna say because that boy actually confessed. I don't know how they gonna get out of that. Why won't this shit pull up? Hold on a minute, y'all. I am so confused. Give me just a second, y'all. I'll pull up. Here it is right here. All right, it's 13 minutes long. It's 14 minutes. Oh, shoot. It's 14 minutes long. I mean, 13 minutes. I'm sorry. And I got it on double time, so it's not going to take that long. This is the opening and closing statements that took place in court on yesterday. Now, mind you, at 11:30, Trey and I are going live again to cover day two. Day two. Day two. Day two. All right. Let's see. Baby was, and so was she. Beautiful young lady. She was 27. And she had a 9-year-old daughter that was 9 at the time. So sad. Right, so he confused. So why is he now pleading? I don't know. I do not know. That's why I did not get, I heard some of the prosecution's opening statement, but I didn't hear the defense. And I'm curious. I want to listen to it. I want to hear what they saying. So we're gonna listen, y'all. Here it is. Here we go. You say confessed. Okay.
It was the morning of February 2nd, 2022. Cold, bleak. Mud Island, where the Wolf River meets the Mississippi, was colorless. Shades of gray and brown, except for a small baby cat. So out of place, lying on the riverbank. The only indication of what the defendant, Brandon Isabel, did mere hours earlier. Danielle Hoyle was 27 years old, and she worked at FedEx. That's where she met the defendant. A meeting that would change the course of her life and so many others forever. They had a brief.
They mentioned it in that video, that first video we watched, Tanya. She had our daughter was 9 at the time, so I'm thinking 9, 10. She's 12 now. But yeah, she had a 9-year-old daughter, and she had baby Kennedy, who was only 2 days old. Man said it's weird that she had an appointment at the hospital at 7:30 at night, unless there was a lot to meet up with him. It was January and too cold for a baby to be. Look at him thinking like a dad. Go, dad. Listen, that was weird to me too. That maybe that's what she told the mom. I don't know because apparently the mom had issues with this dude from Gate. But yeah, now having an appointment for a baby that's 2 days old to get around the shots is not odd, because sometimes shots that work that's not given in the hospital when the baby is born. Sometimes you do have to like take the baby, after leaving the hospital. But yeah, 7:30 at night, that's weird. Like, that's weird. Maybe that's a story she told her mom because she knew she was meeting up with him. Because they also said in the video, the mom said she called her daughter to make sure her daughter made it to the appointment. And Danielle told her, yeah, I'm at the hospital now. I'm getting the baby out the car. So, stranger things have happened. Like, I don't know. Maybe she had an appointment. And I don't know, y'all. That 7:30 at night was weird. But this prosecutor, I think, is going to talk about that too, how she took the baby to get some shots. And then she met up with Brandon.
Sexual relationship, and Danielle got pregnant with Kennedy. The defendant then started dating another woman, Artisha Stewart. She also worked at FedEx. To the defendant, she was the perfect woman. He wanted to be with Artisha, and he'd do anything to keep her. Late the night of January 30th of 2022, the defendant received word that Danielle was in labor at Regional 1. He went to the hospital, and during those late night hours and early morning hours, he was texting Artisha. Their relationship had been on the rocks for a while. Artisha didn't want to deal with another child or another baby mama in the mix. And so they were going back and forth. Artisha was talking about ending things, breaking up, and the defendant was trying to convince her to stick with the relationship.
So maybe that's why he brought her the card and the flowers and all of that, because they had been into it about the baby. And of course, the baby had been born. So, she, I guess, was trying to leave him or whatever, saying she didn't want to deal with it. And, that was part of the reason why they were into it. And that could explain why he took the flowers and stuff to her, I guess. Like I said, none of this shit makes sense.
In the midst of these text messages, in the wee hours of January 31st, 2022, baby Kennedy Caitlin Hoyle, was born. Later that morning, the defendant met up with Artisha at Mud Island by the river to talk about the relationship, and nothing was resolved. Fast forward.
Okay, I'm going to try not to stop it no more so we won't run out of time. But let me say something to what song you said. Son, let me tell you something. Back when we was having our kids, I can vaguely remember. You had a labor that was good. Everything was good. You were good. The baby was good. You normally would leave the hospital between 3 and 5 days. C-section, now of course if there were any difficulties that could prolong that. Then with a C-section, it was between 5 and 7 days you was at the hospital. It's not like that, Sonya, no more. I don't know what the hell going on. Maybe it's insurance payouts or these hospitals are overflowing. But baby, you kick out a baby and you healthy and the baby healthy, they let them women go in like 2 days. My oldest daughter's best friend just had a baby a couple months ago. That girl was at the hospital in 2 days. I said, oh my. 2 days, they kicking you out. But yeah, that's how it was back in our day, Sonya, but not now.
To February 1st of 2022, Danielle's released from the hospital with her precious newborn daughter, Kennedy. She takes the baby home to meet her family, and her mother, April Campbell, gets to spend one precious hour with Kennedy. She didn't know that was the only.
What makes sense, Sonya? The flowers were for Artisha, not for Danielle. The flowers he bought flowers and cards for Artisha, the girlfriend, that he took to her after he had unalived Danielle and the baby. That's why they was found in Artisha's room.
Time she would get to spend with her granddaughter, and the last time that she would see her daughter Danielle alive. Danielle left that night in her Chevy Cruze. She had Kennedy in her car seat in the back seat, and she was going to meet the defendant. He said that he had baby clothes for her, and so they met at a Matco on Brooks and Elvis Presley. Somehow, the defendant convinced Danielle to drive down Sedgwick Road where it meets Levi, a desolate, deserted, dark road. Danielle pulled to the side of the road, parked the wrong way. The defendant exited his vehicle, opened the passenger door, and fired 5 shots, striking her in the face and the head. He dragged her from the car, leaving her face down in a ditch, so dark that all that could be seen were Danielle's bright pink shoes. He took Kennedy in her car seat from Danielle's car, put her in a Chevy Malibu, and drove away from the scene, leaving Danielle.
What you say, Miss B? True, so the girlfriend had got rid of her baby. According to the girlfriend, she had had 2 abortions. According to the girlfriend, Artisha, she had 2 abortions with his babies.
Danielle, face down, blood gushing from her head in the muddy rainwater.
And see, to be honest, y'all, that could be a reason for Artisha to be mad enough to participate in this, because think about it. You done had 2 abortions. And then this girl have her baby. 2 days after she had her baby now. Y'all got to remember this took place. Baby Kennedy was 2 days old. So just think about it. Artisha could have felt away. She had 2 abortions. Her babies were gone. But yet this girl, who he wasn't with no more, he was now with her, she have his baby. Think about it.
For a while, the defendant drove around with little Kennedy. He eventually made his way back to 8072 Lathbury in Cordova, which is where he lived with his parents. He went inside the house, changed clothes, put his Adidas slides in the trunk of his car, and got back in the Chevy Malibu. Kennedy was still in the car, not even 2 days old. He had one more problem to take care of. He drove to Mud Island. Real-time crime center cameras show his car going up and down, Island Drive, until he finally stops at the old boat ramp, where the mouth of the Wolf River and the Mississippi meet. He took Kennedy from her car seat, grabbed her by the leg, and threw her into the cold, dark water, not realizing that her little baby cap had fallen from her head and lay resting on the riverbank. He got back into his car, and during this night, he's still texting with Artisha. And his phone, the GPS is on, and it's tracking everywhere he goes. A silent witness to a murderous night. He continues on to Walgreens, where he buys gifts for Artisha. He sits in the parking lot, and he texts Danielle, asking about the baby, knowing that she'll never answer. To cover his tracks. Meanwhile, Officer Cody Sutton with the Memphis Police Department is on routine patrol. He's out of the Rains precinct, patrolling South Memphis, and he drives down Sedgwick Road. He knows the area. It's an area that commonly stolen cars are left. And so when he pulls up, he doesn't think anything of it. He sees a Chevy Cruze parked on the wrong side of the road. It looks like it has a shattered window, so he runs the tag. It's dark and raining, and the tag comes back to Danielle Hoyle. So he sends officers to Danielle's home, thinking they're investigating a stolen vehicle. When they arrive, Danielle's not there. They encounter her mother, April Campbell. April informs the officers that Danielle left earlier that night to see her baby's father, that she had a newborn with her, and they hadn't heard from her and didn't know where she was. Meanwhile, Officer Sutton is still on the scene at Sedgwick. He gets out of his vehicle to take a closer look, and he finds the gruesome discovery of Danielle's body. Now, at this point, the Memphis Police Department is starting to realize the gravity of missing Kennedy. Officer Sutton looked around. He found no baby. He found no car seat. Just a bag, a baby bag, with the name Kennedy in the Chevy Cruze to show that she was ever there. A city watch goes out. While this is starting to happen, the defendant has another stop to make. He drives to Walmart on Elvis Presley. He then pulls to the back of the Walmart and drops Kennedy's car seat next to a lock dumpster. And that car seat is later found by a Good Samaritan and Officer Robert Blake. He's still texting with Artesia. She finally relents and says he can come over. He beats her home to 5061 Stacy Road. She pulls up in her Kia Soul, and she can't even make it in her door before the defendant is jumping into her car, telling her that they need to leave. Danielle's family is out looking for him. They want to know where Danielle and the baby are. So Artesia drives him back to 8072 Lathbury in Cordova. Are detained by the Memphis Police Department. Sergeants Winbush and Boyd, with homicide, began to question the defendant.
Wait a minute. So according to what she just said, there's no way that the girlfriend could have been with him when he dumped the seat, because she's saying that when he pulled up to her house, he jumped in the car with her. I'm confused. I'm a little confused. Because I thought I remember hearing that she was with him when he dumped the car seat. Because see, that wouldn't be the only reason why the police would search her place, because he did go there after the fact. But yeah, I'm gonna keep listening. Like I say, the trial part, day 2 is today, so maybe I get some more understanding.
And through that questioning, it becomes apparent that they need to go to Mud Island. And so a frantic search begins for baby Kennedy on Mud Island. The Braden dive team with divers Hunter Winfrey and Kyle Borland, the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency with Agent Andy Tweed, numerous MPD officers on the ground, air support, helicopter, and drone looking for baby Kennedy. But they didn't find her. All they found was that baby cat on the riverbank. As Sergeant Boyd and Winbush continued to speak with the defendant, more information came to light. Sergeant Fowler and Officer Cole went to 5061 Stacy Road, Artesia Stewart's home. That's where the defendant had left his car, a white Chevy Malibu. They searched the car, and in the trunk of the vehicle, they found the Adidas slides that the defendant was wearing. Officer Carlisle took the clothing that the defendant was in when he was taken into custody. And he noticed that the defendant was wearing a pair of white socks with what looked to be blood on them. Officer Carlisle, the crime scene, processed both the Adidas slides and those white socks and used a presumptive test, which indicated blood. Those 2 items were then sent to the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation for DNA testing. Agent Stephen Walzak did the testing on those items and determined that the blood on the socks and the Adidas slides belonged to Danielle Hoyle. Ladies and gentlemen, once you've heard all the proof in this case, the witness accounts, the DNA, the video, once you have heard all the evidence, the state will ask that you find the defendant guilty of each and every count of the indictment.
Does the defense wish to make an opening statement?
Yes, Your Honor. Let's share with you first. We talked in Board about how the state made the allegations, and they have. They did it through an indictment, and they did it through their opening statement. Now, it is up to them. The burden is on them to prove these allegations. Prove these allegations beyond a reasonable doubt. Now, we also talked about how you can't know for sure if truth is being told to you. And that's understandable. Truth rings like a bell, not a clear day. Truth does not lend itself to interpretations. Different scenarios, different interpretations. Beyond a reasonable doubt is like the same thing. If there are 2 reasonable, supported by the evidence interpretations, at the end of this proof, and those are reasonable, the verdict must be not guilty. Ask you to hold the state to that burden of proof. Thank you.
Well, okay. All right, just in time I need to get off. So yeah, y'all, that was the opening statements of the prosecution and the defense that actually took place on yesterday. 11:30 today. We will be covering day two on Trey's channel. I'll be sharing it on my channel. And yeah, we'll get into day two. I just like I said, I want to do this quick live this morning to give y'all a little background because I know yesterday we just started coverage of the trial and a lot of people had said they didn't know anything about it. So there you have it. All right, I appreciate y'all joining this morning. I do. I appreciate the support. Thank y'all so much. I'll see y'all in about 30, 40 minutes for day two of the trial. All right, if there's no more questions about what we've seen so far, we're going to get out of here, y'all. And yeah, y'all have a blessed, beautiful work day, okay? I'll see y'all later. Until next time, Sonya. Thank you, Trey. True Civils and State Gang, stand up. And we out. Well, I'm sorry. Truth Seekers, stand up and we out. See y'all later.